Hello there, you're watching on television. This is State of Business. I am Pumulda Katagampala. Top stories. Electricity tariffs goes up again. IMF will provide the second tranche of the extended fund facility, authorities assure. Welcome back, you're watching State of Business. Now let's have a detailed look at the stories. The Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka has granted approval for the Ceylon Electricity Board to increase electricity tariffs by 18% with effect from today. Accordingly, the revised fixed charges for the domestic category from 0 to 30 kilowatt-hours usage will see an increase from 150 to 180 rupees. 31 to 60 kilowatt-hours will see an increase from 300 rupees to 360 rupees. 61 to 90 kilowatt-hours will see an increase from 400 rupees to 480 rupees. 91 to 120 kilowatt-hours will see an increase from 1000 to 1180 rupees. 121 to 180 kilowatt-hours will see an increase from 1500 rupees to 1770 rupees. 181 kilowatt-hours and above will see an increase from 2000 rupees to 2360 rupees. The revised fixed charges for religious and charitable institutions category from 0 to 30 kilowatt-hours will see an increase from 150 rupees to 180 rupees. 31 to 90 kilowatt-hours will see an increase from 250 rupees to 300 rupees. 91 to 120 kilowatt-hours will see an increase from 600 rupees to 710 rupees. 121 to 180 kilowatt-hours will see an increase from 1500 rupees to 1770 rupees. 181 kilowatt-hours and above will see an increase from 2000 rupees to 2360 rupees. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka and the International Monetary Fund have successfully reached a staff-level agreement regarding the first review of Sri Lanka's $3 billion extended fund facility. This crucial milestone is expected to open the path for the country to access the second tranche of the facility, which would amount to approximately $330 million. This was announced in a statement released by the IMF recently. The IMF said that upon approval by the IMF Executive Board, Sri Lanka would have access to about $330 million. The statement acknowledged that the total IMF financial support disbursed under the arrangement will amount to about $660 million. The approval from the IMF Executive Board hinges on the successful implementation of all prior actions by the Sri Lanka authorities and the completion of financing assurance reviews. The IMF said in the statement that the program performance at end June was satisfactory and that all quantitative criteria have been met, except the one on expenditure areas. The statement further noted that all indicative targets were also met except the one on tax revenues. The IMF officials noted that the critical next step for Sri Lanka is to secure an agreement with official creditors on a debt treatment consistent with the IMF-approved parameters and debt targets. They took note of the tentative agreement between Sri Lanka and the Export-Import Bank of China and expressed willingness to analyze the details upon receipt. They further urged all official creditors of Sri Lanka to move forward and agreed on an appropriate debt treatment in line with the financing assurances they provided. The IMF added that delays would worsen the economic outlook for Sri Lanka, hindering return to a sustainable growth path and thereby reducing the capacity to repay debt. Now, Senior Vice President of Huawei Technologies, Simon Lin, expressed readiness to support an annual study program aimed at nurturing software and hardware engineers in Sri Lanka. He mentioned that Huawei has already initiated collaborations with several Sri Lankan universities in academic assistance and in providing technology and infrastructure. President Ranil Wickremesinghe, who is on an official 4-day trip to China, led the delegation to Huawei's Research and Development Center in Beijing on Wednesday. President Wickremesinghe highlighted that the purpose of the visit is to discuss Sri Lanka's future in technological advancement. The President emphasized the crucial role of both the Chinese government and Huawei in supporting Sri Lanka's digital education system and green energy production. President Ranil Wickremesinghe stressed the need for Sri Lanka to build a competitive digital and green economy to face the challenges of the future. The President noted that the foundational work for this transformation is already underway. The discussions extended to the importance of empowering Sri Lankan citizens with digital technology, which can be closely linked to the nation's economic growth. The Sri Lankan delegation was also briefed on Huawei's international services and their latest technological advancement. Additionally, an agreement was signed during this visit formalizing Huawei's support for the digitization of Sri Lankan schools. Minister of Foreign Affairs Ali Sabri, Minister of Transport and Mass Media Bandula Gunawardena and Chief of Presidential Staff Sagala Ratnayaka were also present on this occasion. Stay tuned for more stories after this short commercial break. Welcome back, you're watching State of Business. Now, the Vietnamese President Vo Van Thang expressed Vietnam's willingness to serve as a bridge for enhancing relations between Southeast Asia and Sri Lanka. He emphasized that Vietnam is committed to taking the initiative to strengthening economic, social and cultural ties between Sri Lanka and Vietnam. President Ranil Wickremesinghe engaged in bilateral talks with President Vo Van Thang during the Belt and Road Initiative Forum in Beijing on Thursday. During the meeting, President Vo Van Thong underlined its commitment in strengthening ties between the two countries. The discussions between the leaders covered various critical issues impacting both nations. To bolster the relationship between Sri Lanka and Vietnam, it was agreed to formulate a comprehensive action plan with the foreign ministers of both countries taking the lead. Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe, the governor of the central bank, provided insights into Sri Lanka's current economic situation and future prospects. The Vietnamese president also shared Vietnam's experiences in rebuilding its own economy and the challenges encountered during the process. The leaders engaged in extensive discussions on establishing economic and trade links between the two nations, as well as Sri Lanka's agricultural modernization program. The dialogue was underscored as a fresh approach to charting a path forward together. The event was attended by Foreign Minister Ali Sabri, the President's Senior Advisor on National Security and President's Chief of Staff Sagala Ratnayaka and the Sri Lankan delegation. Meanwhile, Samaga Jana Balawege MP Harshida Silva says that the current PAYE tax system has brought extra burden on professionals and the government must make the alternatives. Addressing in Parliament yesterday, he also said that how China is going to assist Sri Lanka in this economical issue is highly important.
Taxes must be equitable, fair. It is in that context that we have gone beyond just being critical, and we are attempting to provide alternate solutions to the government and to the IMF and everyone else who's working together to take this country out of bankruptcy. And on that, we have been waiting for a text message from China, hoping for news that the president was able to get the Chinese to agree on a debt restructure that is acceptable to the Paris Club and the rest of the creditors. We haven't still received that text message, and in all expectations, we hope that he'll be able to find a solution. It doesn't really matter which side of the aisle we are in today, but if we are unable to get a commitment from the Chinese, the problems are going to be fairly more complicated than they are. We can all say, give us the government, we'll solve the problems. It is not that easy.
Now, Sri Lanka Wanitha Abhimana, organised by National Development Bank aimed at empowering remarkable women in Sri Lanka, announced its return for its fourth consecutive year. This program will span over 7 months and conclude with a grand award ceremony to celebrate exceptional achievements of women across various sectors of the economic and social landscape. The program was officially announced at a press conference held in Colombo recently. What began as an awards program dedicated to recognizing and appreciating the accomplishments of Sri Lankan women has transformed over the years into a national-level platform. As of 2022, nearly 5,000 applications have been collected for the program, and over 200 provincial winners have been crowned and provided with a wide range of support services. Subsequently, Sri Lanka Wanitha Abhimana's official mobile parade, the Around Sri Lanka Parade, will traverse the nation, covering all the 25 districts. This aims to not only create awareness about the awards program, but also encourage women to submit their applications and engage in the enjoyable activities that have been planned. The Vanitha Abhimana program is conducted under NDB's Araliya Banking, which offers a wide array of banking facilities tailored to empower and uplift NDB's female entrepreneurs.
වනිතා අභිමානී මූලාරම්භය ගැන කතා කරනවා නම් 2017 දී NDB බැංකුව අපි සමීක්ෂණයක් කරා ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ආර්ථිකයට ඇයි වනිතාවන්ගෙන් සහයෝගය අඩු ඇයි මොනවද තියෙන අඩුපාඩු කියලා ඒ සමීක්ෂණයේ ප්‍රතිඵලයක් හැටියට අඳුරාගත්ත ගැටලු කීපයක් විසඳීමට යන්තම් මානයක උත්සාහයක් තමයි වනිතා අභිමානී ඒ විදිහට තමයි වනිතා අභිමානී එළි දැක්වුනේ.
Stay tuned for the stock update. Welcome back, you're with State of Business. Now the stock update. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on positive notes today.
The all-share price index gained 260 points 11 to close at 10,850 points 53, and the SNSP SL20 gained 98 points 12 to close at 3,050 points 20. The turnover was 0.9 billion rupees and over 36 million shares were traded.
Coming up next are forex rates. Well, that's it for tonight. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Thanks.